CARTA is rolling out a seasonal weekend bus service from the Department of Motor Vehicles in Mount Pleasant to the Isle of Palms. Today, I talk one-on-one with CARTA Chairman Mike Seekins for this edition of Quintin's Close-Ups. And if you haven't already, subscribe to my YouTube channel and like Quintin's Close-Ups on Facebook. Mike Seekins, welcome back to Quintin's Close-Ups.
Hey, Quintin, it's been a minute, huh? I'm glad to see you.
Well, likewise. Obviously, you are the chairman of CARTA Bus Service here in Charleston area.
And honored to be so.
And I know that obviously just recently a seasonal bus service is making some news because that will take riders from the Department of Motor Vehicles office in Mount Pleasant to the Isle of Palms Beach during the weekends this summer after transit officials say that they had a successful test run of the route last year, 2020. A successful run. Let me ask you this, Councilman Seekins. How many riders rode the shuttle during that particular pilot program?
So we ran the pilot program in the fall, and 2 of the weekends we ran it were actually rainy. So we did not have a huge ridership. I don't know the exact numbers, but the ridership was enough to let us know that there is demand to get to the beach. We've also known inherently that you shouldn't have to have a car to go to the beach. So matching up the demand that we knew was there, and just to see if those two links worked, we are very confident that now we get into the summer months between Memorial Day and Labor Day, that route to the beach will be very popular. And we're going to work on making sure that our feeder routes coming in connect at the right place and the right time, so people will be able to link off of the regular system to the DMV out of Mount Pleasant and then get out to the beach. No car necessary, $2, and you'll have a great day at the beach. So we're excited about this service. It's going to be on weekends only between Memorial Day and Labor Day, except for those holidays of July 4th, Memorial Day and Labor Day. And we suspect it'll be very successful and will lead into more expanded service, but yet to come.
Yeah, and how many trips were, let me ask you this, what was the average of people who actually were on that bus per trip?
Are you talking about when we did the
pilot
test program, the pilot program? I don't know. I can't tell you specifically, but we had, 5 to 10 riders out going in and out of there. So wasn't packed. We think it'll be much more crowded this time. And remember, when we did the test program, the weather was a little less than ideal.
Now, this might be a redundant question, Seekins, but was the shuttle actively used in the pilot program?
Well, we used our bus running out there. I mean, we're going to use a bus to get people out there comfortably. As you know, we're replacing our fleet, so the bus system will have comfortable buses getting out there. There should be plenty of room. If we have a room problem, that's a good problem because we'll know then there's that demand and we'll adjust accordingly. CARTA is in a position right now where we can be fairly flexible, so we'll see how it all goes. But it'll be a comfortable bus. It'll leave on time. It'll get you out to the beach and for $2.
Now, how many pedestrians and bike riders actually go to the Isle of Palms?
Well, I think the Isle of Palms, I'm not a big beach goer, but the Isle of Palms, as you know, in the summertime is very popular, as is evidenced by the headlines that we've been reading recently about the controversies on parking. So the nice thing about taking CARTA, you don't have to worry about parking. We'll take you right there to the beach. And so very popular place to be. And again, you shouldn't have to have a car to get there. You should be able to get there in alternate means of transportation, and CARTA is going to provide that.
Now, I know you mentioned earlier about approximately 12, I believe, people who actually took the pilot program shuttle. What else were you all looking at when you went back to the drawing board to greenlight this full time?
We just wanted to see whether those were good locations to operate our buses from, which they were. So again, we are convinced, and we've been successful in being able to see into the future based on our test programs and our experience. We're convinced that this is going to be a successful program this summer, and the data will speak for itself. We'll have it run over the course of 3 months, so we will know exactly what the demand is, what the popular hours are, whether we need to expand, contract. We'll know all of those things.
Now, was Sutherland's Island one of my favorite places on your drawing board?
We have looked at all beaches. As you know, we used to run buses to Folly Beach as well, and those were not ridden very often. In fact, some days by nobody. So yes, Sullivan's and Folly are on our radar, but we had to start somewhere. And because we had access to the DMV parking lot, and it's a straight shot across the Isle of Palms connector right into Isle of Palms, that seemed like the natural and logical place, and we had a perfect drop-off spot. So for now, the Isle of Palms is where we're going, and we'll see how that goes, and we'll certainly look to Other opportunities, as you may know, Pat O'Neill, the mayor of Sullivan's Island, is on our board. He's actually now the vice chairman. So you can be sure he's talking and whispering in our ear about service out there. Mayor Goodwin has always been a proponent of getting service to Folly Beach, but he's a realist. He knows that we can't operate empty buses. So we want people to know we're going to the beach. We want people to come ride with us, and we'll see how it all goes. And with any luck at all, be able to expand to all the beaches sometime in not the too distant future.
Now, Seekers, let me ask you this. Instead of hourly, did you all consider...
I like it how you call me by just my last name, by the way. You're like the only person in the world who does that.
Oh, really?
I think my grandfather used to when he got mad at me.
Oh, really? I'm not mad at you. Now, did you all consider a constant loop from the DMV back to the Olive Palms?
I'm not quite sure what you're asking me. I mean, you're going to have a bus that's going out there and coming back. You're talking about just running continuously.
Yes. Yeah.
No, we didn't yet, because again, we don't know the demand, and we don't want to put that onus both on our drivers and on our resources. So we're going to do it on a scheduled hourly basis and see how that goes. But if the demand and the ridership's there and we run a constant loop, that's something that we'll certainly consider when we get the data back. Good question.
Oh, thank you. And is the overflow going to be allowed to park anywhere else besides DMV by chance?
If you're riding CARTA and you want to be parked in the right place for the ride that we're going to give you, please park at the DMV. I don't know what the parking opportunities are around there. I don't live out there and don't spend a lot of time, but there will be ample parking at the DMV. So please use that lot.
Now,
you may not be coming. You may not be coming to that bus by car. You may be coming from another route that we're going to tie in to this route out to the beach. So if you're coming from North Charleston on the bus, we'll bring you there. We have not made those route adjustments yet, by the way. We're working on that. They will be in place by the time we get this program going.
Now, how will those vehicles even get to the DMV to catch that particular shuttle?
Well, if you're asking me how people are going to drive there, they'll put it in their Google Maps and they'll get out there. If not, we are going to make sure that we link up our regular service in there so there is a natural connection.
Now, this might be a redundant question.
It'll be a transfer.
Transfer, right. And how many transfers would this require to get to that shuttle?
Well, it depends where you're coming from. And I'd have to go take a look at that.
Now, should the bus stop be located at the corner of 8th and Ocean Boulevard due to space and because it's nearby a handicap accessible ramp to the beach?
Well, I mean, we've picked a location we think is going to work. And again, we'll see how that goes.
What's your plan, Mr. Seekings, for a stormy day?
Well, we're going to run as scheduled. And if there are storms that are in excess of wind speeds across that connector, we certainly won't be operating. We're not going to put anybody in danger, particularly our riders and our drivers. But again, we will gauge all that. We recognize we operate buses, we operate transit. There are sunny days, there are cloudy days, there are rainy days. But we will operate our service. And if we're not going to operate, we'll give people ample opportunity and ample notice that we will not be operating. Now, our plan is to operate on the hours that we say we're going to, on the days we're going to do it, rain or shine. And hopefully we're going to have a really nice sunny summer so the people who take the bus to the beach can enjoy their day out there. Now, there are other things to do, by the way, out of the Olive Palms other than go to the beach, right? I mean, there are some opportunities to do some shopping. You might want to go and have a soda or a hamburger along the walkways there. So again, just an opportunity for people to get there in a way other than in their car.
Now, I know the CARTA board unanimously approved the proposal for the route.
Enthusiastically and unanimously. Right, this was a popular thing.
And I know the tickets will cost $2 each way. The standard bus fare route, obviously. The new service will cost a little more than $26,000 a year to operate. Let me ask you this, Mr. Seekings. What path do you see to get 433 passengers each weekend day to cover that cost?
Well, I will just tell you this. We have budgeted this, and we understand that we don't know what the revenues are going to be. And we're more interested in making sure we give people the opportunity than we are putting an exact number of people on the bus or more to cover 100% of the costs at the fare box. There are very few routes in our system where we cover all costs at the fare box. Doubtful this one too. If it does, great. Again, not because of the revenue generated, but because of the number of passengers we're going to be getting to the beach. So we have operating budget for this route, and it will operate this summer regardless of the number of people who ride it. We believe it'll be a good number.
And I know the Post Corey wrote this. Carter's decision to implement the route comes weeks after the State Department of Transportation told the Alpha Palms, hey, you have to roll back your controversial plan to eliminate hundreds of parking spaces for non-residents near the popular beach. As a potential solution to the parking woes, Carter operated a pilot program for a shuttle route between mid-September and mid-October of last year, as you know. What proper constitutional parking plan when it comes to the city of Isle of Palms will Carter actually support?
We are not in the business of getting in between the Isle of Palms and the Department of Transportation on their parking policies. We're going to operate this bus shuttle, and that can be left to others to fight that. We will, the nice thing is, have an operating service that will get people in and out regardless of what the parking policies in place are this summer.
And what parking policies do you all support as Carter?
Well, we are not in the business of fighting between the Isle of Palms and other places. We're in the business of providing transportation. So that's what we're doing.
And obviously, these people are going to say this, and what you said, that said that having free public parking, that is different from providing transportation access to the beach. How many people do you estimate that from the seasonal route will bring into this for this particular year?
Well, I'd love to tell you that I can see into the future on a number of things. We'll all be better off. We believe that there will be enough ridership to support this going forward. We are going to learn along with you and everybody else what the ridership actually looks like.
What type of service will taxpayers get with this particular shuttle?
Excellent service. You're going to get a route from Mount Pleasant to the Isle of Palms, and it's a route that people have asked us to put out there for a good long time, and we're doing it. And we're going to find out now if that demand is real. And like anything else, when we put a new route out there, we learn as we go. You know, this week or last week, we doubled our service on the 31 on James Island. That was from demands, and so far so good. I rode it the other day. Lots of riders, much more frequent turnaround time. Again, this is a new route that we believe is part and parcel of the service we should be providing to our customers. You shouldn't have to drive to go to the beach. So again, really positive, something we believe in, and we'll see how it goes, and we'll report back in Labor Day and see how the numbers look.
Will you go in the first shuttle?
Absolutely. I will be, well, God willing, yes, I will be there on that day. If I'm not there on the very first run, I'll be there very quickly, and we'll go see how it goes, and we'll talk to people and see how it all goes. And one of the things I'm interested in is to ride back and to see how long people actually stay out there and how their experience was on the beach, not bringing their car. So yeah, we will absolutely monitor this and talk to the people on the bus and see how it goes. We'll talk to our drivers, and we'll obviously see what happens at the fare box and how many people are riding it.
What are the other demands right now for Carter?
Well, there's so many. I mean, as we are growing as a region, we're going to get our census numbers. Right. April 1st, what it's going to tell us is the Tri-County area is growing. The operating area for CARTA in the Charleston area is growing. As we get on the backside of COVID and the pandemic, the number of rides is going to continue to go up. We need to make sure we've got a fleet in place that is up to date. We're, as you know, electrifying our fleet. We're replacing our fleet. So we've got lots of things. Low Country Rapid Transit coming. We're putting out these shelters. We're doing on-demand on the peninsula to get people in and out of the hospital district and to the grocery store. I mean, it is a litany of things that we have going on that we have our hands in to make sure we expand public transit in this region to meet the demands of a growing, vibrant area. And so far, so good. As you've seen it, you know, in the last 5 years, CARTA has come a long way. We certainly have a long way to go, but very, very pleased with where we sit today, not only with the service we're providing, but some of the things we're going to get to do in the future.
Now, back to the beach shuttle. Will this be a socially distance-friendly shuttle?
Absolutely. I mean, I don't foresee that by May we're going to be out on the backside of this pandemic, that everyone will be inoculated and that we will have herd immunity or any kind of immunity. So we will operate that bus no differently than we operate every other bus in our system. Please, when you bring your bathing suits and your T-shirts, bring your mask along with you.
Sure.
We will make sure that our drivers are protected as we do with the screens, and we will have clearly indicated where is a good place to sit and where not to sit, so we keep people who are not related and did not come together socially distant. And I think that will continue clearly through the summer. And I suspect the public transit, not just here in the Low Country, but across the country, there will be mandates to make sure we stay socially distanced and wear masks for a good long time.
Now,
on buses, on trains, on airplanes, you're going to see that in all public transit.
Now, what are the total bus stops for this shuttle?
Well, just two. We got Mount
Okay.
Pleasant, we got the Isle of Palms. I mean, it's a hop on, next stop, you're at the beach. Get on the beach, next stop, you're getting to it, unless you're then transferring to go
Okay.
back.
Got
It's just a one-stop deal.
All righty. Michael Seekins, thank you so much for your time. And
Quintin,
again,
always a pleasure. I look forward to talking to you again. And please just let people know this is a service we're excited to provide. Get out there and ride it. Give us your feedback. We start Memorial Day. It ends Labor Day. It only runs on weekends. So get out there, enjoy the beach. Don't have to worry about parking, whatever the controversy might be. And we'll let that all get worked out by those at a higher pay grade than us.
and welcome back to Quintin's Close-Ups.
Well, glad to be here. It's been a long time. I'm sure we'll do it again soon.
Yeah, we're scheduled for March
All
15th,
right,
I
good.
believe.
See you in March.
All righty. Thank you.
All right, thanks a lot.
Thank you.